Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Today is January 6th, and I'm doing a Atlantis Archangels Ascension activations tonight at Infinite Serenity in Langley. Well, this is a very interesting day. I really had a second thought if I was going to share this to you, but from my previous experiences since probably as a child, right, I've been having this karmic bondage with my ancestral lines. So I I incarnate here in Mother Earth to help to heal the karma of sexual abuse from my lineage. So it's very clear in my blueprint of the Akashic Records that this is my blueprint. So now that I'm 56 and I literally have published my third book, I'm an author of Cosmic Soul, The Mystic Journey, The Journey of a Mystic, about Akashic Records. And these are like 11 years of um, consultations with other people and also my own experiences. So now I'm revealing myself to the whole universe that this calling as a mystic is not a it's not easy. It really is a challenge to be here in the world, but not of this world. So bear with me when I talk about out of body experiences. So you'll be hearing a lot of different perspective, how I see things, because I don't literally just live here. It's a multidimensional state of my being, and I know that there's a lot of awakened souls right now in Mother Earth because we need to help to transition to the fifth dimensional field where there is a high frequency of high vibration of love, right, and light. But because of this awakening, when you're in a transition, there's a lot of releasing. So all this fear, distractions in the world, chaos, is just a part of clearing, kind of like a disaster, right? A natural disaster. Like Mother Earth, having this fire in Australia and all the rest of the world is just feeling intense pressure from conflicts, wars, sufferings. All of this are part of clearing and shadows. So when we're transitioning into a lighter space, then we need to clear our stuff, right? Like clearing your house, you know. So today I woke up at 3 in the morning and I wasn't able to sleep anymore. So I started writing and channeling. So that's what I do. Basically, my life is dedicated to channeling and writing and healing, teaching, right? And sometimes I work as a nurse just to ground myself. So then I have access to what's happening in the world, and also because I love taking care of the elders, and that I've been doing that for 27 years. So that is my grounding. So today I woke up early and I couldn't sleep. I started finishing my workshops for tonight. I decided to take a nap, put on my electrical blanket, really feeling warm, because I was tired. Suddenly, I was in a lucid dream. I was so lucid dream is when you're like awake and you're feeling all these vibrations, right? So I was traveling in astral, and I was in this black car and I hit the wall, and then the black car turned into a spaceship, like a octagon shape. It locked in, like, those like zoom 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 zoom, like oh. And then suddenly, in my third eye, I'm seeing all these fractals of people and distractions, like skull open, all this nightmare, gory stuff. And then in the darkest, farthest stuff, there's two eyes of reptilian, like a lizard. And I've had experience with reptilian energy on, I think, 2010 or 2011. And actually, when I had that experience, I had to close my Akashic Records for like 9 months. I didn't want anything to do with spirituality because of that challenge. So anyway, this is the latest, like this morning. So when I saw those eyes, right away I felt this penetration in my vagina, and it felt like a hammer, like knocking down my pubic bone. It was so gross, but it was also orgasmic, like tantric, right? Then when that was happening, I called on Archangel Metatron. And before that happened, actually, I asked Archangel Metatron to take me to his retreat. And then I guess this thing happened. So when I call Archangel Metatron, I am so protected that even in the astral, my consciousness is awake to call my masters. And then it dissipate. I open my eyes. My hand was clenching this obsidian. It's a gold shimmer obsidian. I was holding it so tight, and that my hand was on fire, like hot. And literally, I felt safe. You know, there was no fear, there was no shadow. And it just dawned on me that this is how our portal, our sexuality, is being manipulated and you know attacked. You can even be attacked during sleep. So how are you gonna protect yourself? So in that note, in my experience on 2011, that actually is before 2012. Actually, there are many times that I got this. On 2009, I opened the Akashic Records, and I was, yeah, that was a big challenge. And it was clearing mental health, like karma with mental health, because my family thought I was having mental illness. Of course, it was almost like a delusional state when you don't eat for a week, you couldn't sleep for a week when you're attacked, right? So it's a part of the process of awakening. And now that I've opened the records for 11 years, I'm I'm to the point of, I know that it's part of our human DNA, the reptilian brain, and that is the fear of light. And it almost feels like an implant in our consciousness, in our existence. And this is what we're saying, layers of reptilians, like jealousy. I see it around me all the time. When people start talking, I feel like, oh my God, there's so many reptilians that they're not even conscious of an entity when a person is jealous, when they have rejection, judgment, worries, scarcity, when they're procrastinating, when they're attached or addicted, attached to the material world, and not really contemplating and having your spiritual mission. So that's a heavy download. But I'm sharing this because my book is open, my life is open, I'm total surrender to what is. And today I got a phone. I got a message from Banyan Bookstore, my Cosmic Soul. They sold out, so I feel like it's time. It's time. It's time for all of us to access our Akashic Records. And if I can assist you, send you the PDF for free, just to help you, right, to go higher and lighter with your life. So I'm going to read something from our Cosmic Soul. Listening and opening your heart to what is. Life sometimes becomes too busy with mundane things. We may forget to be still and ask, what is important to me right now? When we ask this question, we open our hearts to what is in the present. Watching a patient dying today, by her side was her son, who lovingly kissed her on her last breath. This takes me away and brings me to the most vulnerable part of my existence. I called my sons and asked them to have dinner with me, just because I miss them. I shared with them the story of my patient, and my son talked about his own experience. It's actually Theo, my son who died 2 years ago. He opened up to me that he had been meditating, and in his meditation, he was picturing me, and he was inhaling the painful experiences that I had. He felt pained and heavy, how hard my life had been. He exhaled and sent love and empathy towards me in the spirit. When he shared this to me, I felt my tears running down my cheeks. I felt loved. These are the special times that we need to build more as we go through our lifetimes. This opens our hearts and allows more love and light to fill our emptiness. We can do this. Reach out to your loved ones and be vulnerable. Do not hold back. Let go of resentments and procrastination. The time is here. Call them and express how you feel and listen to their voices. We are transient beings. The moments that we are thinking of achieving are not here. They are fleeting thoughts of the future. But where is the future? Where is the future? It lies in the present moment. So today I invite you to ask yourself, where in my relationships I had been holding back, why I cannot approach and see the person as a soul, and what is the fear, what is taking me to take that action. Is it pride? Pride is one of the reptilian energy that was implanted in our DNA. Like lust is another implant. So, for all who are addicted to lust, seduction, erotica, You are playing with fire. I've experienced this in my soul level. I don't know how to express it anymore because I don't judge others. But because of my experience, I want you to open your mind, open your eyes, be conscious of where your motivations are coming from. Why are you seducing? Why are you erotic? What is the purpose? Is that coming from light, purity of heart? Or is that coming from animus that attracts other shadows? We are living in this world of dark shadows, but we have the choice to clean up our act, to be a light to those who are weak. Thank you so much for listening and have a blessed evening. Namaste.